Hey folks, this is Ira. Hope you're doing great. Thank you very much for tuning in as we review today's seismic activity from around the globe. And let's go ahead and jump on into it. And looks like we had two fairly substantial earthquakes coming out of the Japan region. 5.7 in or around the Izu Islands and a 4.8 around Yonaguni, Japan. It's not very surprising that we're seeing seismic activity from this area, considering its location in around the subduction zone, which is normally characterized by rapid plate movement. And so, yeah, oftentimes we see seismic activity in and around that area. We have seen several earthquakes coming from Hawaii, and we talked about that yesterday, how there was an increase in volcanic activity. Well, this really is a testament to that. We saw two 3.0 earthquakes coming from Pahala, Hawaii, which if you're not familiar with it, small little area with a population of about 1,400 people. Toxic gases have been basically inundating this little city ever since 2008, and each month the level of toxic gases has increased. And so, it's very common for like toxic white clouds of smoke to pretty much engulf the little town. It impacts crops, it impacts the people's health there, and it's also pretty commonplace for there to be acid rain, and air conditions are pretty terrible there as well. Anyway, so yeah, gotta feel bad for those people, and it's also a reminder just how good we have it here, right? Anyway, so if we look at the United States on the west coast, just west of the Craton, of course we've seen just a series of smaller magnitude earthquakes, with the exception of a 3.47 in Nuevo, California. Now, if we head further north up in Washington, around the Tacoma area, about 200,000 people were, shaken by I believe it was a 2.1 earthquake. And if we head further east, looking at the earthquake capital of the world, Oklahoma, two earthquakes registering above a 3.0. In fact, we had one at a 3.9 right around the Fairview area, and a boatload of minor earthquakes around the 2.0 plus magnitude threshold. Anyway, so the fun doesn't stop for our friends there. And guys, if we scroll on around, we've seen some earthquake activity in Puerto Rico, and also some other areas around the globe like Iran, and we've also seen some aftershocks around the Christchurch area in New Zealand. And speaking of which, we will have a few videos for you at the end of this, showing off like the rock cliffs that were falling into the ocean, and just everyone being impacted during that time. Anyways, let's go ahead and change gears and look through the earthquake data right now. Okay, so as of 10:13 p.m., we are looking at 79 earthquakes for the day, 716 for this week, and we are up to 1,709 earthquakes. The largest earthquake felt today is the Izu Island area. Very impressive. And closest to me would be in Crescent, Oklahoma. Yeah, still about 1,000 miles away, but inching closer nevertheless. Still the strongest for the past 7 days would be that in Papua New Guinea at 6.4. The most significant this year is coming to us from Impal, India, 6.7. Very interesting. I think it's very wild that we have the 7.2 there in Russia. And at the bottom of the list, we have our earthquake from Fairview, Oklahoma. Take a look at the map. We see our earthquake in Nuevo. Right there we go. And registering at 3.5 according to this data. And if we zoom in on Oklahoma, we have our 3.9 and our 3.6. Not much else going on here in the United States. And if we take a look at our list of earthquakes, looks like in Yonaguni, Japan, the Izu area, and all that good stuff. Anyways, let's take a look at the news. Yesterday we were talking about an application that could possibly be used to forecast, or at least alert you of an impending earthquake. It's actually known as MyShake. Anyways, I installed that on my Android device last night, and it's very interesting. When the phone is sitting idle, it'll actually have like a motion sensor that's registering movement. And so I'm assuming that might be something nifty to have on while you're sleeping, so that if if there is movement, then that data could be extracted from your phone, and then one day could be used to predict earthquakes. Anyway, so I have no idea what kind of impact that's going to have on one's battery, but I'm assuming that if you're sleeping, your phone is on the charger like mine is every night, then it may not be a big deal, and it may go towards making some progress in this field of earthquake prediction. Anyways, we were talking about the cliff collapsing there near Christchurch, New Zealand. We're going to show videos to that. One thing that kind of shocked me about the videos is that while this is happening, there's dust and there's debris and everything in the air, and it's engulfing like this area, this cliff face and these homes. Man, there's people there just laughing and having a good time, and I think that's pretty crazy. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the comments and everything from today's massive earthquakes. And let's see what we have registered here. So about 18 hours ago, near the greater Los Angeles area, 54 comments coming in. And this person states that I'm terrified of earthquakes since I was a little girl, so I can feel the slightest movement. Now, coming from someone who has not lived through a lot of earthquakes, I can say that I felt one, and that was about 2 or 3 years ago. And I was at work, and all of a sudden, I felt incredibly ill. I was sitting on my computer desk talking to someone, and I just felt incredibly odd. And then, like moments later, I was like, man, I don't know what's wrong with me. Then we found out that there was an earthquake and very close to our area, and explained it. Anyway, so it's pretty wild. So this person states, scary. I woke up with my 1 year old heavy sleeper hubby. I'm a Northridge earthquake 94 survivor, so I freak out easily. Yep. And I like this person's comment. I thank God for his protection and for keeping me and my family. I just realized how early it is. The house just shook and dogs went haywire afterwards. God is a keeper. Very interesting. So it's not for everyone, and that's cool. And yep, so this is very, very early. Nothing crazy about the comments. The house was shuddering and squeaking and all that stuff. The shaking lasted for a good 2 or 3 seconds, which sounds very appropriate. And really, yeah, that's about it. Anyways, guys, we're going to go ahead and throw up the video from New Zealand. Make sure to post down below, let us know your thoughts on it and this video series. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Hoorah!
Yeah, I found it. Jared was like, then there's a big crack that opened up.
Holy
this
fuck, I'm shaking. Oh, I didn't even feel it.
It was just like a jolt, it was pretty quick, wasn't it?
That was the first earthquake I've felt in a long time.
Hey Catherine, it's Sally from Christchurch, how you going? Yeah, I'm just on the peninsula and sort of, I'm thinking the whole like rocks is falling down. Is it pretty big? I'm just not really young.
Does it need dust from Reckless?
Thanks, man.
What? Feel that?
Still feeling it underneath.
No. Gee whiz. Oh, thank God nothing fell off. We're gonna tidy it up all again.
No, the TV upstairs fell off. We've lost.
No. Nothing of my stuff fell off. That's all that matters. Damn. Where's our dust? Oh, there's some.
Yeah, it is down there.
There's our dust. Oh, jeepers.
It just gonna be cleaned up.
Just after I washed the flaming car too.
I know, right? Nope. Only the bottles fell out of the glasses did that. It's fine.
Just listen to the car.